Take this with a grain of salt, but if you are creating content in 2024 on Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, you gotta be considering doing these changes to your camera. Or iPhone, this applies to literally any camera. Stay tuned for tip number 4 because it is the biggest game changer. First thing to consider, don't shoot 4K. I know. Everyone says 4K is better than 1080p, which to an extent it is, but if you're recording and editing, to be honest, having that extra variable is just gonna make things a mess. And hopefully if you guys like this quality for this video, I'm shooting 1080p. On like a $7,000 camera, I'm still shooting 1080p. I believe it's just the most all-around format and it's like smaller files. Less to be moving around. It almost invites me to shoot more because of how much little space it's taking up. So if you're shooting on your iPhone or on any camera, make sure that you opt to shoot at 1080p because it's just gonna make the entire process a whole lot more easy. However, if you're a seasoned videographer or you just wanna be spending a little bit more time in the edit, it is okay to be shooting 4K for cropping in, for punching in, for having a better image for the viewing experience. You should still be exporting at 1080p so your video is the most compatible for YouTube videos, for YouTube Shorts, and the most important, Instagram Reels. Tip number 2, your target bitrate. Target bitrate in a simple sense is how much data per second your video is going to be using up when you're viewing it. So for example, a much higher bitrate means more quality in each second of the video as compared to a smaller bitrate, which makes the video sizes bigger or smaller. This is for Instagram, so if you are trying to make your video the most compatible for Instagram, you should make sure your target bitrate is anywhere from max 15 all the way down to 5. So 5 to 15 is that sweet spot. Bigger videos tend to be exporting at 20, at 25 or 30, but for short form videos like this, do yourself the favor, go from anywhere from 5 to 15. You gotta learn how to play the game to love the game. Tip number 3, your recording format. In simple terms for the iPhone, make sure your recording format is not at most efficient, but most compatible. This is gonna make it very editing friendly, and if you wanna be able to use different types of footage from a camera, from an iPhone, from a GoPro, shooting most compatible is gonna make your iPhone footage blend the best with all your camera and GoPro and other photo angles when you're making the whole video. Now for regular cameras, you can shoot A*265, you can shoot all I, this is for Canon, but make sure when you're exporting, you are in H.264. Regular cameras like the G7X, M50, and other items might only shoot in IPB, and that's okay. When you're editing though, you will see H.264, and that's the one to be at. And last but not least, 30 frames a second. There's a huge debate between 24, 30, and some people even shoot 60 frames per second. Come on, Chris. But the one you should be at is 30 frames. Why? Simple answer is, that's what Instagram wants to be playing videos at. Learn how to play the game to love the game. If you don't want your video looking very compressed or manipulated when you're uploading to Instagram and it looks like it's missing some frames or a little jittery, don't shoot at 24 frames a second, even though some people think it looks a lot more dreamy and film-likey, if Instagram's trying to play your video at 30 frames. I guarantee you, if you put a 24 frames per second video and 30 frames next to each other, you won't be able to tell. So just stick to 30. 60 frames per second, just so you know, is when you want to be able to record enough data to be able to slow it down. So shooting at 30 makes the changing of speed a whole lot easier because all you have to do is reduce your video to 50% speed. When you're shooting at 24 frames a second, there's a little bit more math involved, but 30 to 60 is literally half. So just move it to 50%. Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope this helped and it helps make you a better content creator. Let me know in the comments which one helped you the most, and stay tuned for more videos like this.